All right, we're going to talk about money. What a concept. Everything we do, we always talk about money because it pays the bills, takes care of the family, feeds the kids, and what do we get to do? Have some more fun. So, get out that tablet and pen, please. Now you see a picture there, great, with me with a certificate. Well, about 2 weeks ago, we had what's called a summit and a boot camp. What does that mean? We had a bunch of people online and people in this room. Wow. I create millionaires and billionaires, by the way, if you'd like. You could join the club as well. It's called the Puppet Master Club. Now, the goal is, how do we get there? Problem is, most of you have been doing it your way, and I think your way, sorry, sucks. Let's do it my way a little bit. They call me the Godfather of credit for a reason. I built over 60 billion of credit over these years for myself and clients as well. This is live. I'm live all the time, about 6 days a week. Have fun, help people like you. In the beginning, I'll tell you, no pictures are recording. Why? I think you're taking pictures of everything and it's too much. Let's focus what actually works, okay? Now we play. Me in 1981, I broke the record for the highest and fastest kick on planet Earth. I kicked at the light, hit my head. It's only 13 feet, by the way. I like goodies. You like goodies? I'm talking about Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and yachts. And don't forget about the mansions, too. We need to have fun. The goal is to understand something. Long, long time ago in 1976, I created a system called Winning the Game of Business. I brought in my first $100,000 of credit cards when I was a kid when I started a corporation. Freaked me out a little bit. And I got my first million to the corporate structure at 14 and a half, by the way. And I got my first billion at 21. Double billion, 26. Kind of fun too, but understand it's all through corporate structure. I'm not silly enough to say I'm rich. I think only stupid people say that all the time. Now, Winning the Game of Business is the first series I put out there to help people like you. 1976. By the way, I was 16. I was building my mansion in Nelligale, California. Now, my next series is to help you even more. I wanted to have books for dummies. Every time I do something new, I feel kind of stupid, so I got to learn how to master it as well. The book for dummies was already taken, so I had to create something called the Millionaire's Founders Kit. 12 books, 12 CDs to get you where you need to go, pass go, in that 1,000 structure for the millionaire structure. See, I think the biggest problem you have is everybody talks about getting the money. Without the structure, you can't go get the money. The money gets you the honey, by the way. So the Millionaire's Founders Kit was born about 35 years ago, too. Now, I created something called the Blueprint of Success. This is where if you just follow the blueprint, at the end of that rainbow, you're going to have yourself a millionaire corporation. And that's why I sold it at the Bonaventure for 32 years every Wednesday night for basically having fun. About 5,000 a set, by the way. Now, if I'm going to get you in a storage unit today, now understand, you and I, okay, you're going to learn how to master auto income. This means I'm going to put you in a storage unit business. Not really. What you're going to do is your corporation division is going to own a piece of this. It's called auto income. But then you're going to need 4 of you. Is that okay? Now each one of you gets 25%. You see, the goal is you want to get rich. But that's not my goal for you. My goal is to get you auto income in the first place, not to be rich. But the problem we have to do is rebuild you. The ultimate goal is to rebuild you like Humpty Dumpty. What I find people doing all the time is the mistake. Let's pretend today we lost our job. What's the first thing you think to yourself is, oh shit. We all think that. The next week you don't have new jobs. Oh shit week. And the problem after 8 months you got oh shit year. You see, here's your problem. Time, money, and credit. Time, money, and credit. If you allow me to rebuild you my way, I'll get you to millionaire, and I'll even guarantee it. I have a $2 million bond as well to guarantee everything that I say that I do. Next thing we have to understand. It takes 8 months to screw up everything, which most people do, and have shitty credit for 3 to 6 years anyway, because they screwed up the credit. Now what happens is next. Let's understand. If we have an oh shit day, the goal is we should increase our limits of our credit cards. Know which card had to do without basically getting an inquiry and screwed up even more. Next, we need to analyze. See, the problem I have with you, every one of you, I don't think you know exactly what needs to be done. I think you're having the amateur hour. Okay, for instance, every client I've ever had, over 50 million people I've helped so far, this is 163 points in 90 days. 90 working days. So if you do what you're told to do, I can show you exactly what it takes to get to a 750 score in 90 working days. But you're going to have to be part of the program. Here is basically a 479, 155 points, almost a 700 across the board here. Again, 90 days. Here's a 635 to an 828, 90 days. You see, here's a graph. On all dashboards, you have a graph that shows the up and down show. You control this, so you don't even realize you knew that as well. You see the score is going up and down because of the utilization. When I, Ray Reynolds, trained Ken Yarborough, Tier W Spirit, okay, here's their security chief. The goal is I created the 29% rule. That means very simple. All credit cards fluctuate. So if we take these cards today and it's 10,000, here's a 10, here's a 50. Which one would you like? I'd rather have basically 10 of these at 10,000 than one at 50, to be honest with you. But that's just me. I want a little bit of both. So if we take the credit cards here, we put a sticky on the back of it, we can dummy proof what we're doing today. Problem with you jacked up the round damn card and got stuck, couldn't get any more. Your lack of knowledge is our stupidity. We're not stupid, we do stupid all the time. So understand something, okay? These cards do not fluctuate, these do. So which card should I jack up in a no shit day, week, month, or year? See, the world's not teaching you the rules and tools because they're not the one who set it up, I am. So I can teach you how to get to where you need to go. So understand analyzation is the key. Next, you should have 100,000 of personal credit. You see, that $10,000 credit card, you can only use what? $2,900 worth. Use more than that, you dropped your score, got stuck, couldn't get any more. See, the reality is Mark here, Linda here, all right, Mickey here, okay, Robert here, and even Alan here have the ability to get to $1 million dream. Problem is they're going like this, and they're basically following a bunch of silly things. I want to be rich. Well, that's called stupid. Are you going to get motivation? Oh, that's good too. Bullshit doesn't put food on the table. My book years ago, one of them was called Bullshit Doesn't Pay Your Bills. So I'd like you to realize the reality of life. I'd like to give you 100,000 of personal credit. I want to get you 10 of these. Is that okay? 10 of these. If you allow me to rebuild you, I can guarantee it. Now, what does this do for us? Let's understand common sense. If I use 29% out of that $100,000, that's $29,000 of credit, which is the average consumer in debt. That leaves you 71,000 of safety credit for that oh shit day, week, month, and year. Your problem is you don't plan the problem. There's your failure. You failed because you did not plan the problem, and you got your assets kicked. And that kind of sucks. Maybe you didn't have to fight to get out of the trash can, fight to eat and have some food, and all the bullshit I had to go through as a kid. I wanted out of hell. Maybe you just got it too easy, so you're comfortable. Now cut all the crap out you spend money on today. The next thing is we're going to get a corporation, and half you have one anyway. Come on. You're 35 to 75 years old, and I believe you all screwed up, in my opinion. I believe I'm right, you're wrong. That's just the way it is. But I make millionaires and billionaires. You got your tablet and pen ready to go? I hope you do. Let's go to the board. Let's understand, you, being you should have had 3 divisions of you. Write down 3 divisions of you, okay? Let's understand Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo have announced they're shutting down another 15,000 locations. They're bankrupting locations. They're allowed to bankrupt a location because it's a separate tax ID. Parent company's never touched. You become the parent company and the number one because you like to bring the pain home. You could have created a line of defense. A line of defense. You did not do that for you and your family, which is wrong, in my opinion. I call it silly and dumb, by the way. Now, over here, we're going to take a corporation, and we're going to have a management company. You're going to say I have an LLC, that's great. LLP, fantastic. A C Corp, an S Corporation, a nonprofit corporation, or a PC. I hope you wrote it down. These are the type of corporations you can pick. Personally, I don't give a damn what you pick in the beginning because you haven't made any damn money yet. Everybody's going to give their opinion. I'll go toe-to-toe with anybody on planet Earth when it comes to knowledge about personal business credit, if they'll take the challenge. And I challenge them all the time. I have total recall in most things. I have an IQ of 203, and I'll basically kick their assets knowledge to knowledge. I don't have any time for bullshit because it doesn't put food on the table. When I was a kid, I asked questions to grown-up. I just thought they were stupid. I've been reading an average of 15 books a week since I could actually practically walk. I taught myself how to read at 2.5 years old, listening to Mrs. Hope. So we got to get past go and get you past what you need to do and get rid of yourself and fire you. You should today jump in the mirror and say, "You're fired, you screwed up." That's what I'd tell you to say. Now, you're going to have a corporation as a management company. You're writing this, right? You're right. Yes and no. Your eyes, your body, and your eyes, and this is how you record, by writing things into your mind. But again, it's how it works. So we have a division. We're going to have another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. We're going to play the game of business and win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay? We're going to understand what I set up basically in 1987, which is the actual dashboard for credit reports under tax ID. Got it so far? Let's pretend you want to create a line of defense and you have a piece of property under every one of these. Fantastic. That means you have basically 18 liabilities, 9 loans, and 9 people that can slip, fall, and sue you and screw you up. You have 9 ways of being a duck and a sheep. But the reality is you have the ability to play the game to win and then create a line of defense as well, but it's up to you. As we play this game, let's understand something. I would like to get you a Wells Fargo credit card and a debit card. This is checkbook money. Checkbook money, it's a line of credit for $150 with a debit card. Again, we could use that as we go into an escrow. We don't have to pay for anything yet because we're not using it yet. The next thing is these are $100,000 each, paid over time limit. The gold and platinum card 18 years ago were converted as POT and unlimited for $1 million. As an affiliate, I pushed them to get that done, by the way, if you don't know that. So that means if you jack up these cards, it's kind of stupid. If you jacked up these, no one gives a shit. Why? Because they don't fluctuate. You jacked up the wrong damn cards, it's about time you jump up and kick yourself in the ass hat. I've built over 60 billion of credit so far. 60 with a B. Here's 12 million so far. Out of 62 million we play with all the time. So we have the ability to actually finance the dream and write off on the taxes. You keep stealing from your family. That's a mistake. I call it stupid, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion for what people actually end up doing. Now, my first storage unit I bought basically years ago with my ex-father-in-law, Dr. Robert Soltis. I said, "Bob, you want to partner up?" He says, "Yeah, I'll partner up." "Ray?" "Okay, no problem." Now, I received $17,350 a month. So did he. Is that okay? The corporation absorbs money. Listen to the words and write it down. Absorbs money, pays tax when it's profitable. Does not pay tax till it's profitable, so borrow money is not taxable. This is what I've been teaching the Lakers, the Clippers, the Dodgers, the Angels, and presidents of the United States of America for several years, about 49 years, just because it's fun. So guess how they learn it? Probably through me. So what do? So if we play this game to win, you can fire yourself and rebuild yourself today. You're 35 to 75 years old. I think you're disappointed. I think some of your friends and family ripped you off, and it's about time you get off your ass and go see it, believe it, and go get it. Because right now you're running out of time, money, and credit. There's your problem. Today is you. If we play this game, it's manageable debt, $100,000 of personal, $1 million of corporate credit, or auto income, and then we use basically cash flow fee per time, which is in my book 49 years ago, even though some other turd tried to use that too. We're going to leverage money. You got it so far? Leverage money. Now, do you want to be a millionaire? It's a very simple question. Unfortunately, most of you are going to say yes, and I call that stupid. Because the reality is then you're taxed up to 60%. That's kind of dumb too. Would you like to be a millionaire corporation that pays no tax until it has a leftover? See, you got your first paycheck, they taxed it, you got the leftover. Corporations don't pay tax, so they have any leftover, and they use debt to offset the taxes. So if we do it my way, and we take 9 divisions and 9 lines of credit, we now have $100,000 a month income. You see, there's your problem. When you drove by the Wendy's restaurant yesterday, going down the busy street and you stopped at the light and it's on the right-hand side, you should have jumped and said, why don't I own a piece of that? On the left-hand side, you saw the Jack-in-the-Box. See, your problem is you're too busy wanting to be an entrepreneur, and half you weren't cut out for that anyway. But you should have the corporation divisions to have what auto income that gives you the benefit of having. So what did I have a problem with? Me. 1988 and 89, I had a problem. $53 million of credit, and they're shrinking my limits. Oh shit, what am I gonna do? Well, I went back to the library, that's all we had back then. C-191D allowed me to loan that money through the corporation privately to people. I wrote a book called Buckets of Money. I had 3 buckets, one for 4.6 million, all right, 16 million, and 32 million. I loaned out the money at $10,000 buckets, had notes of $1.1 billion. On top of that, I created $190,000 a month. Is that okay? See, there are solutions for every problem you have. And I'm the #1 solution guy on the planet since Steve Jobs said I was the greatest lateral thinker he ever met in his life. Whatever meant for Steve. But the reality is Steve had his own personality anyway. He usually didn't wear deodorant, and he wore sweaters, so you didn't want to stand next to him anyway. And that's just the way Steve was. God rest his soul. Now, if we take the credit I build you, line of credit, checkbook money, one of these cards here, okay? Or if we take any other card or any checkbook we do, and I build it for you, or we take a division card, right here, a division card. And we take borrowed money, it's not taxable, we would buy the lifetime income. Do you understand this? Lifetime income. Most of your problem, I'd say most of you, you have shitty limits on your cards, you have shitty credit, you're dragging your feet, half of you, and you're just sitting there going, I want to do it again. You screw up credit all the time because you don't know rules and tools. Your goal would be a fourplex, a Wendy's restaurant, a Jack-in-the-Box, a McDonald's, and something run by third-party management, so you're just the investor. Everything you've done in your life so far, I'm going to say you kind of screwed it up because it didn't work for you 100%, and you're a little bit disappointed. There's 38 steps to reach a goal, by the way, if you don't know that. And from there, all we have to do is master something 8 times in our brain, and we can go get it as well. You have to master, and that's how it works. For me, I created something called auto income. I didn't know any better. I'm 17 and a half, going to West Coast College since I was 14, driving a Lamborghini. All right, Quinch, I was having fun, no problem. And I went to this payphone business. They're selling payphones in this route and this event at the conference, at the convention center, no problem. Let's buy some payphones. They said we can make $300 a month. There's $1,600. So how many months do I have to basically kind of front the money until I get a positive cash flow? I said I'd take 10. By the way, I used a credit card to buy them anyway. I'll float it on the money. Why would I want to pay anything up front anyway? See, your goal is to learn how to leverage money and credit. That's the ultimate goal. So I got my 10 payphones. I'm making some money. I go back to the conferences and these meetings, and people are complaining, about 30% of them complaining. All right, you don't need $280 a month. I said, do yourself a favor. If anybody wants to sell your route, let me know. I'll buy your route. I'll pay exactly what you put into it, 100%. You see, by the time I was buying up routes, I had 22,000 payphones, which is about 6.6 million a month. I knew it was a numbers game. That was the goal. I had my 19 houses, and I transferred it into my division process so they didn't use loan-to-value problem against me again. I didn't know to call it residual income or passive income, which you see on all the social media, blah, 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 which most of them don't have a pot to piss anyway. They're trying to convince you with their baseball caps backwards. So I got to $100,000 a day. Hell, I got to $1 million a day. Isn't that fun? So we could play the game. If you want to know about my classes this Saturday, because I have them all the time, 49 years on 6 days a week, you could basically take a picture, scan it, and I'll send you an email that says, here's the classes, show up for that too. It's up to you. They're free. Now, here's me. I hit my head with the light that night. Okay, I'm just having fun doing what I could do. But I look at it this way: if I can touch it, I can kick it. And if I can see it, believe and go get it, I can go get it too. So I accomplished my goals basically because I wanted out of hell. That was my motivation, by the way. So I'd like to repackage it like Humpty Dumpty. Would that be okay? Here's the thing, like Mark here. Mark's watching me. He's sitting there. He's going, beep, 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 beep. That's about it. Marcus screwed up so many times in his life, his wife's going, is this going to work this time? See, he's given her the doubt syndrome because he's tried so many times. You can't blame a guy for trying. As long as he's trying, he's not dying. But this time you got to understand to follow through. You got somebody understand the difference of me. You're stuck with me every step of the way from the beginning to the end. And then I'm going to coach you the rest of your life too. And then I'm going to incorporate your wife in a nonprofit because she's going to want that too. So guess what? We get to play. The goal is to repackage it like Humpty Dumpty. Now, I don't know what you did, but I can just tell you about what I had to do. I didn't get a mommy and a daddy. I got thrown in a trash can, born in a taxi. It kind of sucks. I got to be Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell. The she-devil from hell took me to Redondo Beach Pier when I was 3 years old, let me out of the car at 6:30 in the morning, says you'll be here at 5 o'clock or you can stay here and die. Her eyes went red too. She was the devil's wife. So what did I do? I ran over to the pier, all right, ate out of a trash can. I was hungry. I want to stay with, warm by the little fan by the hot dog stand, no problem. What happened next? I got caught stealing. He grabs my hand. I thought he was going to throw me off the pier. All he could say is, "Boy," that's how he said it, "boy, okay, take out the trash or I'll call the police." Well, let's see, which one did I pick, boy? Yeah, I was boy till I was 9.5 years old. Clean the chum bucket, go to my mansion on the weekend and shovel horse and cow, you know why. See, I gathered magazines as a kid. How they get their damn money. Your whole problem is none of you bother to find out how the hell they rich and famous got their money, and you're just bitching and complaining. Why don't we shut up and join them? Is that okay? But again, Kennedys, Hiltons, Firestones, Gettys, and Fords. See, you got to become a puppet master. I don't really want you to be an entrepreneur. I want to get you $100,000 a credit card that says approved. Then I want to do another one for you. Then I want another one for you. Oh, then I want another one for you. Then I want your division cards. Then I want the other cards too that I like. There's only 10 cards worth of damn on planet Earth anyway. The rest suck. But again, most of you have the sucky cards anyway because you really don't know what you're doing. Isn't that terrible? The amateur hour. All right, most people have the amateur hour. Why don't we join the Puppet Master Club? How about I rebuild you my way? All right, and we build some corporate cash credit for you, like Humpty Dumpty, and I let you own 25% of something. Here is 2 cars at a 21 car collection at the time. Here's 2 of the buildings at 2.2 billion for the hell of it. See, I created 2.6 billion at 26, 2 corporate structures. I got no bullshit to give you besides the truth. My book was simple, the old one. Bullshit don't pay your bills. You're going to learn to be winning the game of business my way. That represents 1,013 divisions. My professor was right years ago. I am paranoid. Someone's going to steal my shit. So guess what? Now watch. If I line you up for the storage unit here, it's 2.1 million. Okay, I'm going to need 4 people into it based on the down payment because you're not going to be able to input 20% down on $2 million. You probably don't have it. If you did, I wouldn't want you to do it anyway. Now we're each going to get $8,000. Okay. Now, why do people pay attention to us? It's simple. Here is a certified $10 million that I put aside in my projects. 10 million right there, certified, attorneys and all, right there for you. That when we send it to a broker, they stand up and they pay attention. Is that okay? So if we played with this one, you're getting $8,000 a month. So if we had this here, what we would do is simple. We would buy it under a division, no problem. $8,000 a month is your cut. Is that okay? Then we think about doing it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. So if we did this times 9, there's your monthly income. Your goal should always be to reach $100,000 a month income and free up your time. When I put in winning the game of business in paragraph 6, or it's paragraph 3, page 6, cash flow free up your time, I own that, even though some other ding-dong used it as well. It belongs to me when I was 16 years old, financial freedom. Now all of a sudden you say, I want a car wash. I wrote books on all these anyway. Here's one for $500,000, only 2 people in this one. Okay, let's say we want this storage unit here. It's almost $3 million. We need 5 people to put in this one. You see, the goal is if I want this $1 million laundromat, no problem. So I wrote books on laundromats, car washes, and all these other things, and storage units, and buying a Wendy's restaurant, and all these other pieces. So if you want to join me as a partner, you're going to own a piece of something. I don't want you to do a damn thing, to be honest with you, because you had your chance. I think you should fire yourself and hire me. We're going to take the investment group and go public in a year or so. Going to be worth about $10 billion, no problem. But then we're going to talk about you. You do, we do, I do. Write it down. You got three choices here. You do all the work and I'll hold your hand and I'll tell you what to do. That's right. We do it together. I'm your CFO. Write down CFO, Chief Financial Officer. You will write in a resolution and vote and elect me as your CFO. I will have power of attorney. I'll be the attorney in fact. So I'm going to talk to the banker with you while you watch me do your job. Because I don't want you to do it because you're going to screw it up anyway. If you're not really an entrepreneur, because most of you are not in my opinion, I'm going to do all the damn work. I'm just going to build the personal business credit, build you up, invest into that storage unit, laundromat, car wash, and you're going to own a piece and get auto income. See, that's what I want you to do. Everything of credit is always going to go into the project. You are going to be putting the money into the project. I do not want the money that I build you in credit to go into my pocket or to this company. I haven't had a paycheck for 40 years. I don't want one of those things. I'm going to give you a daily, weekly, and project list, period. You're going to do what you're told to do every 3 weeks. And that's the goal. The goal is to create auto income. Write down auto income. And that's what I nicknamed it as a kid. Here's chapter 18. You ready? It says a corporation is a legal person. So understand what that means. A corporation is a legal person, okay? Now, I'm a little kid in the corner, Mrs. Hope's house. She's having a poker game. Every Wednesday night I was in the corner writing my little notes. She told everybody that night, from Dan Blocker, all right, Michael Landon, Ted Turner, Jane Fonda, and the producer of Gunsmoke Mission Impossible, don't listen to that piece of shit in the corner. I'm the piece of shit in the corner. Okay, that's how she treated me, and abused, and not one of them gave a damn. None of them corrected her, and they just played poker. They said a corporation's a legal person. I rode my bicycle down to the Torrance Police Department the next day. Library next door, man, what does this mean? I wanted to know what it meant. She walked away, she was rude. Here's a microphone, here's a book 5 minutes later. I was looking for a blueprint. When I was a kid, 5 and 6 years old, I got to live with Joanne on Delane Street, nice lady. She watered Apollo 9, 11, 13. Okay, the neighbor had the monkey with the diaper on it that went up in the air. So guess what? All right, all she talked about is a blueprint. So I wanted to find the blueprint. It didn't exist, so I had to create it. Now let's watch chapter 18, law book, public record, not here to be sued, an attorney. It says, may sue or be sued. The problem with you don't realize that a corporation is not going to protect you. You think it is, it's not going to. And I'll prove my point tonight as well. So the reality is when they sue the corp, it's on Secretary of State's website, and you're the duck and the sheep, you're the only voice it has. You will be the one that is sued and screwed up. That's just the way it is. On the bottom here, I want you to write down 17,983. 17,983. So 17,983. I looked at this when I was 9.5. It was wrong. I knew it was wrong, so I didn't know what it was at the time. It said not required to, okay? Where's my options? Now, all of a sudden, I spent $10. This is what it cost me, 10 bucks. That same corporation today is $30. See, all corporations are free in all 50 states, and I can't believe you spent thousands to an attorney, CPA, and corporate service, and didn't learn diddly squat. I had 2 attorneys putting me down for 10 years, telling me I'm a piece of shit. I had them both disbarred, and I'm suing for $100 million. See, now this year, you can sue people who slander you online. I'm going to sue them all, because guess what? They should shut up. I don't like liars. The devil shut up today, I'd help him. So here's $100,000 of credit I got in the mail at the time, $100,000, without even applying for credit. It freaked me out. What do we do? Mrs. Hope called Ted Turner, and the Laker that became an attorney. How did he do that? What did he do? Is he a crook? I had explained to Ted Turner when I was 9.5 years old, there's 26 ways how to use an SS4. I just thought he was stupid, to be honest with you. I grew up and I realized he was stupid, in my opinion. My first corpus, Helping Hand Industries, cost me $10, $100,000 in the mail. All right, I got named in the movie Dave, by the way, if you don't know that. Check it out. Now, when I started the Orange County Blind Center, I got screwed up again. I'm trying, because life teaches you life how you do it. You just bumpity, bumpity, bump. You're trying to, juggle the bouncing balls. I used the word Braille when I started the Orange County Blind Center. Didn't realize it belonged to the Braille institution. Here's the lie. Okay, I want you to understand. You probably lied to yourself too, and I don't want you to anymore. What happens is very simple. Ken Yarborough and I wrote a book called File Segregation in 1987 about setting up new credit files, and I didn't like it when it was done. He wanted to lie a little bit. I said, no, thank you. He says, your divisions rate take 3 to 6 months, and that's okay. See, the bank wants them to be 2 years old for a line of credit anyway. So let's watch what happens. On social media today, you have a guy going, you can bankrupt the corp and get another one. Whoa! I believe that's RICO, racketeering wire fraud. I believe that's going to be felony time in prison, to be honest with you, in my opinion. But what do I know? See, when you guarantee the car on that corporation, you signed a lease of a building when you leased the building, and then you sign for the credit card. You guarantee these things. When you bankrupt the corp, hypothetically under the Federal Protection Act, they still come get you anyway. So if someone says the corp protects you, I don't believe it does, in my opinion. You have the right to have 3 divisions of you. 3. This means you, flat out today, all right, you have your SSN right here. That's called an SS5 form if you don't know that. You'll learn that as well. And you'll have SS4 here, SS4 here, and SS4 here. You have the right to have the line of defense. Unfortunately, because you didn't pay attention and you didn't actually listen and learn to go do other things differently, you follow the ducks and the sheep. But it's up to you. Now, if you have a corporate need one, I'm going to hand you one for free or help you build the one you have today. Now, here's basically Dun & Bradstreet. Take a picture. I'm going to make sure you have every answer you ever need in your life for millionaire status, okay? So you would scan that later today and set up the Dun & Bradstreet, and Analytical 750 will help you do that too. Now, help me, help you, and help other people. Would you like $1,000 today? See, I get basically, here's George here. All right, here's Tom. All right, here's Linda. Well, I don't have the money. Shut the door and shut up. Give me referrals. You can actually use that referral money to pay for me. I had Billy get to $1 million corporation that way. So today, help me help you and other people. What do you mean? Take a picture. If you register any referral you have today and they buy something because you invited them to a webinar with me, since I'm online and classes as well 6 days a week, live, if they buy anything, you get 10%. You'll be able to ask would I like a Zelle, check, or store credit. I'd use half and half, but it's up to you. So I'm going to take away your excuses. I think excuses are just bullshit, to be honest with you. In my opinion, sorry to say, but I believe it's true. As a little kid, everybody kept going, how are you doing, little boy? They didn't say, I'm sorry you're being used and abused, and these people suck. There's, how you doing? My response since I was 2.5 years old is the same thing I say today to everybody. Always good. Always good. Thank you, Jesus. Nobody will steal my mindset. I'm a self-motivator. I motivate myself because I want out of hell. See, your problem is you're not a self-motivator. You're a follower. Okay, your choice, up to you. I'm one of the few, not one of the many. Be a self-motivator and go get your goodies. If you like me today, take a picture and Google. Put a good review. If you don't like me, please leave me alone. It's very simple. All right, see, there's haters everywhere you go. So, boring and steady is what I want you to focus on. What does this mean? Today, I need your cell phone ready. You got it ready? Okay? I'm going to take your corporation or hand you one. I'm going to help you set up 9 divisions and 9 for credit cards and 9 locations. I'm going to guarantee you in writing $100,000 a month if you do what you're told. Okay? So this means what we're going to do is take the corporation as a legal person and we're going to establish divisions called entities. Your banks use subsidiaries as it's corp to corp. Did you take your picture yet? See, here's your problem. Your problem is you. You get all, I want to do that, I want to do that, then you don't do it. See, your procrastination is a killer of a dream every day. Take your picture, laminate it in color, put it on a refrigerator, your desk, or work, and make it your screensaver. That's what you should have done in the first place. Unfortunately, what you've been doing isn't working. At least I don't think it is, and I think it sucks. I don't know why you don't own these pieces. You should have a long time ago, in my opinion. Now, I have a problem. I end up rhyming all the time. I write with both hands and talk at the same time. Both sides of the brain kind of work. It's like, ah. But again, what do? I want to basically understand you 100%. I'm going to blueprint you. That means you and I are on the phone for an hour at least. This means you and your partner of life, okay, partner of life, on that phone with us on the same page. I need to know about your past, present, and future, good, bad, and ugly. Do you have a bankruptcy? Did you seal it? Do you have a tax lien? Did you screw up American Express or Chase? I need to know these things. Next, we're going to talk about family and corporation. We're going to plan to live and plan to die. Your family will not get stuck into probate anymore. Divisions, you need 18. Write down 18 divisions. Now, irrevocable trust is what you're going to set up in the future. See, the problem with most of you grown-ups here, I'll ask you, did you file a homestead? 90%. What's a homestead, Ray? You're supposed to man up, woman up. What happened to you? You didn't pay attention. You let the escrow company tell you what to do. It's ridiculous. When are you going to control your life? It's like you husbands and wives. You keep using the word or and. No, or and. It's stupid. Her and me, that's called stupid. If one of us die, we're stuck in the probate. The word or is always going to be used in everything you do. You or me, you or me, you or me. If I'm not around to sign it, you don't have to worry about that at all. Again, irrevocable trust. Car, division, house, trust. Auto income, cash flow for your time. I don't understand, okay? You say you want to be an entrepreneur, but you should own 25% of the Wendy's across the street, storage unit, car wash, and laundromat. Why don't you? A blueprint call with me right now is $2,000. It's going to go back up to $5,000 in the near future, by the way, because that's what it used to be. $5,000. I am $3,000 an hour and $25,000 a day. Okay? And that all goes to the company anyway, because I haven't had a paycheck for 40 years. Currently today, if you did a blueprint call, it's $1,000. I'm going to give you a blueprint. I'm going to give you step by step what you need to do 100%. And if you do it, it'll work 110%. 750 score. Simple. If you Zelle today for that $9.99, you save another 10%. I like Zelle because I don't have to pay the 5%. If you partner with me and got the guts with no excuses, we're going to kick some ass at. But it's up to you. Now, here's the problem. I showed you 17,983. Said there's basically no need to what? You shouldn't have to file one of these, not required. No problem. It was a mistake. This form in 1984 said husband and wife and partner. That's all it said. I was offered a way of doing something back then in 84. I got this letter in the mail from Secretary of California saying I have to pay $800 to $1,000 of franchise tax fee per corporation. Problem I have, at the time I owned a bunch of Shakey's, 31 flavors, ice creams, stores, donut chains, shopping centers, and condos. That would have cost me $1.2 million in franchise tax fee. And I didn't want to pay it. Sacramento gave me a choice to set up a form or modify one, and I chose this form here. This form has been modified 5 times over the years. Your corporation will have number 4A. One of my corporations will be number 4. If it's a project I need 2 more people, 2 more, they're going to be A, B, and C. Got it so far? We get to get a certificate of ownership. We will never ask for that money. You will put that money in escrow based on the percentage you have. And that's your choice as we play the game. Done this since 1987, by the way. It's kind of fun. We get to play the game to win. So here's the checklist. Now let's watch. Everything to me is rules, tools, and a checklist. We close escrow. Let's say you're lined up for $10,000 a month, but you're not going to get it. We're going to tell you right up front in this group of 4 people, you're getting $10,000 a month. When we close escrow, you're getting 50%. The other $5,000 stays into a trust account. We all get to watch and nobody gets to touch it. And we're going to use that to leverage money. Reference 3 times 5. Again, after that, we go to the next location. You can't keep just using this to get your next location. You'll run out of this. Plus, debt offsets taxes, but too much debt can screw you up. If all of a sudden you got $5,000 a month and the bill was paid and you got $3,000 left over, all right, for the rest of your life, would that be okay? 6 months later, you're going to get that 10 grand. See, the reality is auto income. I want you to focus on $10,000 to $100,000 a month. That should be your goal in the plan. Now, the worst case that took me this, basically right now, last year to this year, to get their first location, it took me about 22 months. They kept going up and down, screwing things up. So the faster you listen and do what you're told to do, the faster you can close an escrow with me. Now, it's a 12-month partnership agreement, 12 months. Because after that, you're going to want to go lifetime anyway. It's every 3 weeks on the phone, every 3 weeks. I want to get you $200,000 in credit, $100,000 in personal and business. I want subdivisions, I want blueprint call, and I want us on coaching every 3 weeks on the phone. Maybe Zoom, whatever it takes we need to do, or Teams. Now that's normally $45,000. Hopefully you take a picture right here. Take that picture. That's $45,000 of goodies. If it was paid in full tonight, it's 20 grand. Usually get the $200,000 in credit. See, $100,000 in credit is usually $10,000. Now you're getting all the goodies on top of that as well. Now, if you paid in full for that tonight, we're going to give you the 3-day summit. All right, pre-recorded we did a week and a half ago for free. It's up to you as well. If you don't want the goodies, you do the $10,000. $10,000, what we're going to do is coach you, and you're going to be stuck with me to line you up to get into a location as I build your credit up and away. You also get the 3-day summit for free. Now, my son's birthday was Saturday. He suggested something. Why don't you do it in payments, Daddy? I said, let me try that. All right, so the next thing we did that, no problem. So here's what happens tonight, okay? First time offered, partner with me in payments. Because, you know, it's always been, if I had the 10,000, I got 2,500, Ray, I get this. Stop. This is an opportunity to understand something. I can only do 3 calls a day. I broadcast every day, 6 days a week. I only have 12 openings, and now as of this morning, I have 9. There are 9 people that get to that 40 group. That's it. When it's sold out, it's done. That's what's going to happen. Next year, I'm on a business trip worldwide anyway, and I'm going to work with my 40 that I'm actually doing auto income with, and that's the goal. I have junior and senior coaches to do the rest. So if you do this today, you could break it down into payments and have no excuses. It's a webinar offer only, by the way. Now, the summit was 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, there are basically 18 books we went over as well. So that's real estate, financial system, and buckets of money, and basically the Millionaire's Founders Kit. If you want a copy of the summit online to watch it, all right, it's $9.99, and you get the 18 books and CDs for free. If you don't want to watch it, then it's $7.99 for the books and CDs. That way you get all the books and CDs at the same time. Again, if you Zelle, here's Zelle, take a picture, you know how to Zelle us, please. Zelle is great, I love it, because you don't have to pay the 5% fee that the banks charge. Now, they're all making fun of this at the office because this is a new character, and one of my books is coming out for setting up credit files for kids in high school and college students, because I'm setting up their files for free. I'll be on local TV and news in the next couple of weeks as well, all right, showing exactly what needs to be done, because every kid needs to understand. I don't want you screwing it like mommy and daddy did, or grandma and grandpa screwing it up. So basically what it always says is when you do this, it's very simple. I've always said basically Zelle, now. That's the ultimate goal. And when I raise my arms and the dog goes, always good, because that's just me. Always good. So if you need to tonight, and you want to call that office at 800-254-9506 and use a card to partner with me and give them a card right away, you're going to lock in the last one of the 9 locations you can, 9 positions. But if you blow it, that's going to be on you. The reality is, from there in the future, you're probably going to need an office address if you want. Our office here, we lease out 12 feet at a time, so it is not classified as shared office space. If you need that as well, we're going to support you in every step of the way. You can sign up for that too. Ultimate goal, as we play this game to win. The Reynolds University was started in 2001. I'm standing in the Reynolds University right now today, and this is their classroom. So the goal was to help people. My building was 22,000 square feet in Irvine Spectrum on Technology Drive. Locations in Arizona, Utah, and all fun stuff, and even basically, all right, Texas as well. As we played the game, what I believe you did was this. You sat home at the kitchen table with your friends and family, and you said, honey, we're going to start a business. Oh, goody for you. We're going to jack up our credit cards. We're going to drop our score. We're going to get stuck, not get any more. We're going to hawk our house, bring the pain over to you and me, and we're going to both be stupid. Sorry, that's what you did. Why would you do that? The goal is never to bring the pain home. These don't fluctuate. These do. Isn't it about time you learn the rules and tools? Since I'm the guy who helped set up the rules and tools, maybe you'll pay attention. See, the NACB, National Association of Credit Bureaus of America, they certified me as the #1 consultant worldwide. Isn't that fun? See, the reality is simple. 0 to 29 is green. 30 is yellow, 50 is red. If you could balance your score, I can get you some more, and you don't have to screw up anymore. See, you have to realize something today. All cards fluctuate but two. All cards but two. So if we max out the cards that don't fluctuate, our score never drops. See, your problem is you jacked up the wrong damn card. You should jump and kick yourself in the ass at. Credit repair is a fraud. I didn't say it. Federal Trade Commission says it every day. The Federal Trade Commission indicts Daniel, Credit Repair Cloud, and Chipmunk Face. So understand, credit repair is a fraud. Credit Repair Organization Act's a fraud too. What am I going to do? Lie? Well, that's what they do. Why don't we do this? 35 plus years ago, when I wrote Winning the Credit Game, it has personal letters for business and personal, and basic credit bureaus as well, and the creditors, you can download it and get a free copy. They're all using it anyway. You might as well use it yourself directly too. It's up to you. It's free. Next, you're going to need a copy of Debt Crisis Intervention. This is where it gives you a copy of the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. So that way you can protect your assets. So everybody get their opinion. Let's just read the rules and the tools. Analytical 750 I'm endorsing for one reason. They have all three bureaus. And I need Asperian because that's what Credit Karma does not have. And the banks use it to apply for credit cards and lines of credit. So Credit Karma, you're fired. You're doing a shitty job anyway. You were indicted 6 times. You have no funding to help people. And you don't have Asperian.com, which is a joke because you need it as well. The reality is what happens is Credit Karma, you're fired. Analytical, you get to replace them. And what happens is now we get to go after the 22%, what? 0 interest up to 22 months personal business. Chase cards, kind of fun. Why don't you take a picture today and scan it too? We get to play the game, understand what they're going to do. They're going to analyze it first time for free. They're going to call you every 46 days and tell you what to do. They're going to set up your basic Asperian, Treasury, and Equifax and Dun & Bradstreet under tax ID. And then they're going to tell you how to do that as well some more, and you don't have to guess anymore. You get to have the goal to play the game to win. But it's going to be up to you to follow through a little bit too. All right. Now this man says I lost my job, I got 2 kids to feed. Well, number one, let's understand. If that was true, you'd have a house or a condo, right? Why don't you go drive DoorDash, Uber, or Lyft or something? Let's have garage sales. I did. I had 12 of them. I got cited 3 times in Huntington Beach after coma. He's a liar. He's making $210 a day by holding up a stupid sign wearing his jammies. He needs food, just go to the church. What did I do? Simple. I died in a coma. I had $3.7 billion of structure that someone stole on my shit. I have my 3 divisions of me. I have 5 closet divisions. I built $1 million of credit in 6 weeks. I bought my wife an extreme house. You did not plan the problem. That's your biggest problem for you. And you got your assets kicked. Let's plan the problem from now on. Let's do it my way because your way sucks, in my opinion. What's a corporation? It's right there again. It's illegal what? Why we have divisions and entities? Here's free articles in all 50 states. Take a picture, send it to all your friends and family. Why would anybody pay for something that's free anyway? A lot of stupid people do that every day. So the corporations allow 4 things under raised rules. Do what you want. It's the buffer tax, no taxes due to are profitable. Corporate credits are write-off, so is the interest rate. Cars fleet price, and stay at the hotel, get the free buffet. Divisions give you 7 things to start with in the beginning. Line of defense, they're cheap, multiple functions, buy at wholesale price. Multiple credit reports and separate liability is the ultimate goal. You have a lousy location, what do we get to do? Isn't that terrible? We get to disconnect, isolate, incorporate, and bankrupt the bad piece. We get to keep the other pieces. Isn't that what your banks and grocery stores and cities do in your face? See, I designed it just, looking at what they're doing, what we're allowed to do for ourselves too. Up to you. I want you to create a line of defense. We can multiply credit reports and cash flow. That'll free up your time, by the way. Danny and I have been partnering since the 80s. Bought an apartment complex as a division, guaranteed as division, and then I made a division for each one of the 64 tenants so they can get assignment of mortgage, and I became the bank. I turned it into over a $50 million project. Would that be okay if we become the bank? We get to play the game to win. When you look at division process, how many do you need? 9 for 9 locations and 9 for 9 lines of credit. That's 18, by the way. That's usually a minimum, but it's up to you. In my book 40 years ago, here's a corp, here's a division, subdivisions across the board. It's how it was designed and approved by then as well. That was up to $16 million of credit at the time. So what do? The IRS allows, listen very carefully, this is where you missed the boat in the first place. Line 1 is legal name of entity or individual person. So that means a corporation, division, or you can have a tax ID and have it under the corporation structure and never bring the pain home in the first place. Car, building, receive money, daisy chain credit. That's your focus today. It should be. We get to play. 18 years ago, I pushed and pushed and pushed as an affiliate that they would take the American Express card and put a POT on it and just pay over time limit as well. It's a double card and it does not fluctuate. Also 18 years ago, every cash application in the United States of America have the division process on the application, by the way. Between coma and pandemic, it slowed us down just a little bit. What do? Number 1, American Express is silly. They offer 99 more cards. I think that's ridiculous. Would you like 99 more? So if you allow me to get you the platinum card, would you like an expense card, a division card, or employee card? What would you like? Would you like one personal too? See, the goal is very simple. Next thing, we get the goal to do the same thing, the ultimate goal. So if I get you 2 for you and 2 for the corporation, is that okay? And then we multiply it called daisy chain in every division. We can multiply a pack of 10. But be careful on a pack of 10 because it'll turn into $1 million of credit. And if you're not prepared for the fee per card, you're going to end up kicking yourself in the asset too. You actually disconnect one at a time. As I build it up and away for you if you like. That can build up to $1 million of credit. In 2006, 7, 8, 9, did it all the time. People would wire me $100,000 a day, usually 10 times. Doing $1 million a day was pretty simple. Well, what do we get to do? Well, if I disconnect these separately, what happens? So if I ever build you a pack of 10, I charge you 10 grand. But that could be up to $1 million. Be careful, please. There's a fee. What do? It's a Zelle. If you want it tonight, it's very simple to do. Now you call the office right away. Very simple. Because I'm always going to say Zelle, now. 800-254-9506. There you go. What do? Manageable debt, $100,000 or personal. Corporation, $1 million, and we use auto income. And what do we do next is leverage money into more money. That's the goal. If I take $100,000 of credit again, borrow money is not taxable. I wanted to buy the fourplex, the duplex in the apartment complex. Your goal should have been buy a piece of something, all right, like a Wendy's restaurant or something, get auto income. Do you want to be a millionaire yet or a corporate millionaire? It's going to be up to you. As you structure this, understand that's 9 locations and 9 lines of credit, which should be the goal. What do? We leverage money, buckets of money again and again. I need you to understand. When we start to run, we run pretty quick, and our goal is to create up to $10 million business. That should be done in the first 36 months, as far as I'm concerned. But again, some of you take 5 years to get to the $10 million structure. We get to have fun. I like having fun. So let's understand. I know that you're thinking about things out there you see on social media. It's great. We see this guy always going, I'm rich, look at me, look at my helicopter. Look at my plane, ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, he's so busy doing me, it's ridiculous. He did announce that he had his $6 million divided by 14,000 investors. By the way, that's $428 a month. What? That's not even pocket change. So you might think about, instead of doing this investment someone else, turn it into a Ponzi, which most of them do, turn it around and let's get an auto income. You put money from the credit line I got you into a piece you get to own for the rest of your life and give it to your children as you die. We get to play. It's nice that my clients are out there helping me and helping you. That's great. But always remember, credit repair is still a fraud per the Federal Trade Commission. And people going around saying, I'm rich. How rich are you? Rich, rich, rich. I think the IRS is listening. Several have been indicted before. They're probably going to get indicted again. They might want to understand they're not rich, their corporations are. But again, it's going to be up to them. If you have a division tonight, you want one, I'll get you one. I'll set up the dashboard for you, personal corporate division. I have to add history to make it work, to be honest with you. I don't need tax ID in the beginning. I get to basically set up the history, and that allows me to do a Experian transfer and Equifax. So what happens is once I daisy chain credit, getting cards for more cards, for instance, the American Express, these two, and I turn it into 99 more cards, then I'll think about tax ID. But again, it's up to you as well as you play this game. Each division is roughly about $1,000, by the way. I'd like you to take a picture right now. This shows you get 3, 9, or 12. And that would be the ultimate goal. So if you want 3 for $9.99, that's good from there, no problem. If you want basically, you want 9 or you want 12 with or without credit, there you go. On the webinar now, tonight, it's very simple. If this was done tonight, I'm going to give you 9 divisions for $999. It's like $99 each. It's a giveaway. There's no money in it for us. But it helps you line up that special 9. If it was me, I'd do twice that to get the 18, 9 locations and 9 what? Lines of credit. Up to you again. The ultimate goal is I don't get a paycheck, so I can give it away once in a while, and that's what I'm doing tonight too. So you have 9, you have 18, you have 36 or 72. Take a picture. This is good tonight only. Okay, what do we do next? Simple. If you Zelle a payment, you take 10% off that. If you don't Zelle, it's okay. All right, then you can use a credit card called the office and spend 5% on the credit card. If you need 100 subdivisions, it's $4,000 tonight. Very simple. All right, that is only good for 10 minutes anyway. Simple, simple. If you want me to build 100,000 credit to you and the corporation, the office normally charges $10,000. Their discount was $8. Tonight, my discount to you, if it's done right away, is $5. You get a 50% discount. There you go. If you want the 100,000 for the business simultaneously, we could delve into the numbers, but I don't want to do that to you tonight. If you did it tonight, it's very simple. We're going to build you 200,000 of credit for personal and business simultaneously, and it's going to cost you $7,000, $6,999, simple. It's a giveaway if you did it tonight to help you build up to that 200,000, but it's up to you. All right, how much would you like tonight? What do we have? A Zelle with 10% discount. So there's your Zelle. All right, it's going to be me saying now, Zelle, Zelle, Zelle. Always good, 800-254-9506. It's a 5% fee if you want to use a credit card too. If you like what you hear tonight or like me before, it's simple. Take a picture, please Google something, a nice review. But if you don't like me, please leave me alone. Last year I had to sue 13 people. I don't want to sue people. Why? Because they lie. I will hold your hand. I carry a $2 million bond. If you screw up, don't blame me, please. If you crash your rapid rescore, apply for credit, and jack up your cards, if you screw it up, don't blame me. That's what they all did. That's so wrong. So I guess nowadays, because we're allowed to sue them now in civil court, that's the goal. And Supreme Court as well, Superior Court, we're going to play. We're going to teach them a lesson. So what happens is tonight, I think you don't have your time. I'd like you to think about tomorrow, get up an hour earlier. I'm up every day at 2:25 in the morning, by the way. I get here by 3:30. So guess what? A Puppet Master Club is what you should join. That's 1,013 divisions. Would you like to play yet? But again, I'm a very aggressive person too. I don't have excuses. So it's boring and steady. Did you take your picture earlier today? If you did right away, that's good for you. From here, you're going to do 4A. There'll be a B and a C if you want to partner up in a business as well. So that's what I call auto income. If we played this game since 1987, have fun with everybody. I've built over 16 billion of credit for people over the years and having fun. But again, if all you want is the summit, we just did a couple of weeks ago, okay. And there's 18 books and CDs, it's $9.99, there you go. At least you get to listen and learn, and that's the ultimate goal for all of us. No matter what, tonight, I think you ought to be thinking about the last 9 positions. I can only coach 3 people a day because I broadcast every day as well. There's only 9 openings right now. If you'd like 200,000 of credit, subdivisions, blueprint call, normally 45,000. Tonight it is 20,000. If it's paid in full, you get the summit for free. That's how it works. The pre-recorded summit we just did. If you spend 10,000, you still get the summit we did for free online as well. But you don't get the goodies. First time we offered for this audience right now, very simple. Have no excuses. If you can't afford the 10 up front, what do? You break it down into pieces. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. I'm going to change your life and I'm going to guarantee it. I have no excuses. What's your excuse tonight? Okay? You can put a deposit, you can work the deal, it's up to you. See, when you do nothing, that's what happens. It's offered tonight. I have 9 positions available. It's a webinar offer tonight too. There's your Zelle information. I'll always say Zelle, 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 now. 800-254-9506. Use the card, it's 5% more. If you want us to coach your business, what you do, I do that all the time, make millionaires and billionaires. 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. The next thing is, it's like the blueprint loans. Blueprint loans are a pain in the ass. I'm sorry to say, but it's true. Getting Stellar Bank to give $250, all right, literally getting $250 from American Express or even Chase, it's not easy, but we can get it done. As long as you do and you follow through. What American Express uses is the Platinum card as their gateway. It'll say in the middle of the screen, would you like a blueprint loan? You're allowed to list multiple banks to show you a volume of money coming in. If you don't have the banks, then they're going to say, forget it, not now. They want to see about 30 plus transactions and they want to see 100,000 a month minimum. So, but again, if you have that, I'll guide you in every step of the way. If not, I do have it for my organization and I can do it for you. Very simple. What happens here is I charge $5,000 to take my accounts and tax returns and take a division of your corp into my corp. We tie in the pieces. That's simple. I'm going to charge you 10% on the back end, but I'm not going to charge that fee until you close an escrow. I can't set you up for a debt, all right, and make sure you have the ability to pay it as well. Tonight, all right, because I wanted to get people, kind of riled up a little bit. First time ever offered. If you want to basically have me do that division of your corp into my corp and line up the blueprint loan, it's $9.99 tonight if it's a Zelle only. If not, that's okay, then you don't get it. From there, if we do a fast track, this means I'm going to build a credit card into one of my corporations, and you're going to be a CFO this way. That way we go after 200,000 each, 250s, maybe we get a 500, have the ability to do bigger projects as well. But again, our vice president of the company is Santos, his private line's right there. And from there, we're using our histories and our cards as well for you too. But a fast track, we charge $5,000 for it. And tonight, it's $9.99 as well. If I was you, I'd do both of them tonight. But it's up to you. That would definitely be a Zelle, so it's a thing to do. But again, it's going to be always good. Zelle, now. 800-254-9506 to talk to a specialist right away. Help me help you and help other people. I love watching people change their lives all the time, and it's fun because they don't believe, or a lot of times because they've been ripped off by someone else and of this motivational stuff. So again, holding their hand every step of the way makes a lot more sense. So if you want, scan it. All right, let me get your referrals, make 10%, give you store credit, whatever you want as well, or a Zelle. And that's what we get to do starting tonight as well. Look behind the curtain every step of the way. Here's what happens. Every time when I was a kid, they told me no. I just thought they were stupid. Sorry, it's just what, they didn't understand. I'm asking a serious question because as a kid, they go, how old are you? How old are you? When I was 10, I was acting like I'm 30. The knowledge was just always there, reading books all the time. They don't like smart kids or smart people. But the reality is I just want to get out of hell. That's why I got to do all the things that I got to do. Look behind that curtain every step of the way. Stay safe, stay strong, do our best. Let Jesus do the rest. Amen to that too. The goal tonight for every one of you, if you want to change your life, understand something. I'm online 6 days a week. Okay, Friday classes and Saturday classes all through the day. I've done that for 49 years. This is my last and final year. Next year, it's only going to be the coaching for my 40 people. I have junior and senior coaches going to do the rest of it for me. Made a promise to my wife I will actually go on a business trip next year, but I'll broadcast to the 40 people I'm playing with anyway. That's just going to have fun. So again, it's going to be a choice. It'll be up to you. I think after 50 years of dedicating myself to help people every day, 6 days a week, and if you didn't show up in time, that's sorry on you. So I'd say call 800-254-9506. We have to do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And never forget at the end of the day, God loves us all.